Welcome to Elite Encounters. I'd like to give a special welcome back to the Elite. Yes, that's you, our awesome subscribers. We are here every Tuesday in front of a live audience. Hello, audience.
Yay.
At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We would like you to take a look at our channel and check out our links to our other sites as well as content. And, of course, that subscribe button. Hit that, and you too can become one of the elite. You are tuned into the Soul Severed campaign, set in the unique world of Iota Dree. This campaign takes a look into the memories of 6 souls that have been sitting at the table. Last week, we watched as they rushed to the center of a massive combat in the middle of Cyril's home. Fighting through that to find that his daughter was dying. And that's where we came back into it last week, where he bit into her, thinking the only way he could save her was to make her die alive like himself. Yet he's not even sure if it will work. Then the group found his father, and Cyril, after a very pointed conversation about whether or not he had killed his wife, immediately attacked. A quite gruesome death awaited the man. Sunshine lost all of her glimmer. No radiance about her. To which everyone was to learn that her god, Corel Levain, was killed by his own wife, Telena, and was also part of this terror and arachnid attack in the grove. So that's where we were, is in the Crimson Grove, right after Sunshine had been trying to burn down a temple to Telena. And she was attacked by scorpions and was laying on the ground unconscious. I believe a hymn of healing was sung. So you feel that breath, that deep breath as you regain consciousness. Few creepy crawlies are just now leaving your body as you come back to it. Laying on the ground in the grove, seeing fires all around. Some of the trees are on fire, of course. You can see the temple on fire in the distance. That was definitely by your hand.
Absolutely.
And your friends around you.
Sunshine, are you all right? Something doesn't seem right about you. Something's different.
Yeah, I don't know if that will come back. It was said to be a gift from my God, and now he's dead.
Your god is dead. How is that
Yes.
even possible?
His wife killed him. Another deity.
Fickle deities again. Are you all right at least? Are you still hurt?
Oh, yes, definitely still hurt.
I have one of these left that may help you. You have no magic?
None.
Well, drink this.
Healing anyway.
Here, try this. I'll pass this on to her. And this one's gonna be good. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right. Go ahead and heal 18
Oh
hit
my
points.
gosh.
Wow.
That elixir as you drink that down.
It's finally got it down. I like
Thank
it.
you,
I like it.
Barnabas.
Sure,
I
they'll
can
get that.
still do treat wounds and help heal everyone, but not with magic.
She's still a doctor. She's just no longer a cleric.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
still a cleric.
She'll have to rely on mundane means to heal, which I can do as well.
Still a
If you
cleric.
still
It is
need
about faith.
assistance.
Yes.
Can you treat yourself?
Depending on where the wound is. But I think
That's
I
a good
just want
point.
to lay here for a while.
I
if that's
understand.
okay.
That's I scanned the area around to make sure that we're clear and we can take the time to do this. Noticing that Sivril is still bent over the body of his father, I think.
Yeah.
I remember I stood up at this point in the lumber axe that I was using.
Actually, I'm sure that you told me your memory was you had ran to the arachnid to try to get it to focus on you instead of
Oh,
her.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But no. Pull from there. We need to backtrack a little bit. I want it's back some.
Back where? Like before we fought Dad, or where are we going?
Yes. Before you fought your father. What was happening? Focus on that point. Before you found him, when you
I had a wood splitting axe, and I was walking with Sunshine as we were walking toward the mysterious, weird looking temple that magically appeared in the grove.
everyone roll perception. What did you notice about that temple?
Oh.
27?
Same. 20.
I noticed right away that it was a temple to Telena.
Match.
30 perception.
I'm sorry.
19.
Thought we did well, Barnabas.
I thought so too. I was going to say you owe me an ale, but
Well, so Barnabas, you noticed it seemed out of place. It seemed new,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
And you absolutely knew it was new.
100%. It's never been there.
Definitely constructed by magical means, and
Just add water temple. It was less than a month old.
A couple weeks?
Maybe.
Just add water.
and
It's like a chia pet.
what was it that you had noticed about it, Sunshine? Was there anything off that you noticed?
It was definitely magically built. And it was just wrong. Being as she is the goddess of nature and hearth and home, and it just was wrong.
She's not anymore, is she? So when you went into the temple, you busted through the doors.
Yeah. Kick the door open.
And what happened?
There were elves inside that were strange colors that I've never seen before. My father was in a reddish colored type of robe, and his skin was kind of bluish colored. and he was holding some strange half crescent moon holy symbol.
That's her symbol. There was blood on the altar.
There was blood on the altar.
Mm.
I was right behind Sivril, so knowing that it was this temple was out of place, I wanted to know what kind of religious ceremony they were doing, and blood sacrifices don't usually go hand in hand with good deities.
And Lenny, what were you doing at that time?
At that time, I do believe I was tending to your daughter. He had just bit into her neck, and I was taking her elsewhere to be secured.
All right. And then came the fight with your father and you burning the temple and seeing the new form of the goddess Talina.
Yes. I distinctly remember that one.
Was there anything else anyone remembers about this?
I mean, she had the bleeding heart of her husband in her hand. Does that count?
I was pretty focused on the kid at the time.
So I remember, if you're willing to go back further, when I got home, I remember standing with my back to the tree, and I used my ability to see the ley lines of magic.
Yes, let's focus there.
And there was magic, obviously, from the tree, and it was blinding. But um, there were like tendrils or some kind of like arcing magical connection from the tree to people. And I couldn't quite distinguish if it was like actual to the person or to their soul crystals that were around their neck. But I did find out that the souls were traveling through the tree and out above the tree. And generally speaking, when souls transfer to the afterlife through the conduit of the trees, they go down into the root system in a normal
That was
process.
the goddess. She was up there. When I touched the tree, I heard her.
Further back.
To like where? Like you want us fighting the spiders? Getting to the grove? The meeting with Callie at the rift?
I believe you were touched by gods there, weren't you?
Yeah, I accidentally touched one.
I mean, he did reach his hand out to me and touch me.
I did not realize that that was a god.
I also did not realize that.
Sometimes they don't exactly tell you, just like your shared dream that you had before that. But focusing on Callie, when you arrived to see your friend, when you arrived to save her,
It was like a tent city. There were, as far as the eye could see, there were just tents with essentially like little caretakers or people who tend to the mages'
Attendance.
attendants. Yeah,
Yes.
and they were, essentially just doing everything they can to try and keep them alive.
There were wisps of magic floating through the air.
was all heading toward the rift, wasn't it? Toward the split.
Yes. I walked over there while you guys were dealing with Callie. The caretaker stopped me from getting too close. And the warning from my own deity.
I know elves have long lives, but they also must have long memories compared to the humans. I'm not hearing anything from you. What did you remember about that?
I just remember recognizing when those two people showed up from the shared vision that we had when we thought that Lenny and Sunshine were missing. That strange dream or whatever it was, where we traveled to an elven city that we had no idea even existed, found ourselves in an elven graveyard, and tried to assist somebody named Silver to recover some crystals that had been missing from some heirlooms from his own family lineage. And when we tried to do so, the Undertaker, who we now know was a deity, challenged us, and we fought some horrific creatures that were touched by a shadow plane.
I still bear that mark, I believe.
Yeah, it was a dreadful fight. We pulled through barely, only to find out that it was all just a dream, a test. Again, more fickle deity play, moving mortals around like pieces on a game board. It's very frustrating. That's what I remember.
What families was he trying to have you get?
My memory is failing me.
Don't. Yeah.
We
The
were in the dream.
Vantos family.
Ventos. Okay.
And it started with an A. The mother of the essentially the mother side of the family. Avenoli or something. It sounded very like, I don't know, merchant.
Eminolus.
Doing it.
Eminolus.
Yeah, that's it. It sounded very merchant feeling, kind of like
Hmm.
of the sea kind of feeling. The way the name sounds, it's very kind of merchant feeling. Like
It must be an elven thing.
Yeah.
I believe you were being compelled toward the rift at that point,
I was indeed.
or at least toward the tents that you had all found Callie in. What was that like?
Not having control of your own body, kind of hell.
Kind of like a spell that would dominate your brain.
Being awake but trapped.
That's a very good description.
Awake and trapped.
I think that accurately describes those mages we saw in that
Mm-hmm.
sewer.
Fully aware, but
Like
unable to do anything.
100% connected, like knows what's going on, but have no control over what's happening to them.
Right.
That's wicked.
And for somebody like me who does what he wants when he wants, it's a very different feeling.
I bet. Are we continuing down memory lane? I mean, what are you after?
We need to go back. We've missed something. We've missed. Something's missing.
Well, where did you forget it?
It's your memories, not mine.
I don't think
We're
I don't think we're driving the bus though.
at the moment, you're helping drive the bus. So
Do you want
give a little flick to the reins and send this carriage to the next rabbit hole.
and we can go back to the city where we saw the mages and we ran into the Elven King, and
And we're imprisoned.
we're in prison because I
You
can't
were
keep my mouth shut.
imprisoned. You were imprisoned by the High Prince.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't take a knee.
Yeah, correct.
Too proud.
Well, yes.
I don't know about too proud, but
Mm,
But I think he was finally ready to speak and give deference to the prince to save us, because we all knew you could have sat in that cell for eternity. We couldn't.
Correct.
But oddly enough, before that happened, there was another one of those strange tremors that seemed to fracture the walls of the prison cell. And
took care of that problem for us.
We
it
got
was an old lady that came
We
and
got-
visited us.
yeah.
as well.
Not that old.
visited
Okay,
by
there was an
Grandma
older lady.
Grandma Sunshine.
I mean,
Actually,
an elven grandma has to be old.
I kind of
Don't tell her that.
look around at the company as we're traveling back through the memories. Like the people that we ran into in these memories we're not like manifesting them to our existence, are they? So like Ruby and Whisper and all those guys aren't being pulled back in as we go backwards, right?
well, when you focus on the town
Mm-hmm.
and you focus on that memory, which part are you focusing on?
Well, we're talking about being in jail.
So, back in the jail,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was there.
everyone was there. You had Whisper and Windwalker, Ruby. You
So,
find yourselves back in that jail cell.
funnily enough,
Hmm.
it wasn't a tremor that ripped the side of that jail cell open. Do you remember that I was the only one awake that night and I woke you up, right?
Yeah, yes.
And I
it is
said that
coming back.
your freedom is one slide through that wall away.
Yes.
So, funnily enough, Ruby was awake. She, when I woke up, or when she woke up before the hole happened in the wall. And I tell you, as sure as I'm sitting here, she tapped into some kind of primal magic that she has in her, and she turned into a beast that I have never seen with my own eyes before. And she sundered that wall apart. I'm talking like beasts that you only hear about in myths and legends.
I knew there was something off about
Um,
that woman.
Oh, for sure.
Her skin turned red. She grew a tail and wings and was the shape of stories you tell your children. She was a dragon. And she ripped that side of that wall open and then turned herself back into herself and laid on the floor, acting like she was asleep.
Okay.
And so why are you choosing to share this now?
Maybe we missed this. I don't know. I don't know what she's looking for, but she didn't necessarily
Well-
ask me not to say things, but she didn't say I could just wander around and telling everybody her secret.
Well, if we want to focus in a little bit on Ruby, before we got into the cavern, the tunnels
Mhm.
underground, she stopped two of the king's guards and basically told them, and they turned away.
That's weird.
I was the only one that saw that. I hadn't had a chance to tell you that. Things just kind of compounded.
Things
Is it
did
about-
get a little out of control, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's strange. So
Everything.
dragons can, if she was a dragon, dragons can take the shape of a humanoid creature. They can use magics. not
Apparently.
not well studied on dragons, unfortunately.
Mm, that would be
When did we meet her?
outside of Dromathan on our way to.
When Lenny dropped the bomb that I stabbed you and said that I was untrustworthy, and I walked away,
Oh,
and we had our little bro hug in the wilderness. She just happened upon us.
she was coming out of Dromathan, though.
She
was
was looking.
not?
She was looking for us.
Or you?
Yeah, she somehow knew that we were tracing the
And
epicenter of
yeah,
these
and she knew,
tremors.
and she knew about our group and knew about us.
And you said red scales.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've never seen one of those creatures with my own eyes until then.
Arcana from anyone who is trained in it.
I have read some tomes on the arcane or esoteric arcane information on a 22.
Natural 20?
Oh, she read more than me.
She-
You have to roll 2. You know things too.
Quite a bit about red scaled dragons, including that they're not usually so helpful.
Well, that's awkward. They're not usually that helpful.
Fire based.
I don't necessarily think she wanted to be locked up in a prison either, though. Maybe it was one of those self-interest also helping you as well in the way.
She'd
Convenience
also
for you.
be-
I'm just trying to get out. You use the hole if you need to.
She'd also come to find you. Magic is being weird. You'd seen what happened at the rift with all the craziness. You guys have seen entire spaces of magic just not working. And now you've seemingly met a red dragon that didn't seem so evil and bent on destruction.
So I
Seems the deceiving is still there, as they do like to do that.
Sierra, I have a question. Since we're reviewing things here, it was made mention to. I'm sorry, I'm going a little out of order here, but it was made mention to us by the caretaker of that elven graveyard
Mm-hmm.
that he wasn't burying any other type of race except for elves. What's that about? Why is it the elves are the only ones that are dying? Because it's a strange thing that the way it was worded, like like he's only burying elves, and then we asked, like, oh, do you not bury the other races? And he said, oh, he does. He just hasn't buried any in a month,
Right.
and that's got to be for the now we now know the god of death. That has to be a very strange phenomenon to not bury any other race for an entire month other than an elf.
That was a dream. I'm wondering if
Ugh.
that whole scenario was metaphorical. And
I would say no, since you all survived a cave-in. Sorry, Lenny survives the cave-in.
And I mean, I guess theoretically, we saved all of the other elves along the way, and we never checked back in on the guy that was crushed by the cart that we thought was just dead from the beginning.
Right.
But thinking back, I think that
Did we take him to the temple?
we did, but I think we've like battlefield triaged everyone that we've come across. Minus those poor orcs that we for scienced on the tree.
We
But
were testing hypotheses.
yeah. But I can't think of a time that there was an elf that was down and dead.
Up to the point of your father's death.
I don't
Up to
even
the
count
point
him
of
anymore. He's a
entering-
traitor, so he's no longer an elf.
Up to entering
When
the
I was a
Crimson
mantle beast.
Grove. Do any of you remember seeing an elf fall?
Minus the one guy that was trapped under the cart that you thought was already dead when we were exploring, and 13 went up and checked it out, and then you ran up behind him.
If I remember right, we did ultimately pull that cart off of him,
Correct.
and
treat him.
there
The
were,
elderly rover. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
yeah, and he was strangely enough still breathing somehow.
Right.
This is going to be even further back when the piece where we were finding the herd for Chip Chop.
Oh, yeah.
There was elves there.
Yeah.
Was one of them injured or
There was
dead?
one elf there, and he was traumatized because I had a lit crystal.
Oh.
And he stayed away from me.
I thought there was another one.
There was one who had died, and you've all brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Not an elf, and not really dead. You took that man to the temple.
Right, he was badly mauled by the dire wolves, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah. Most of his internal organs were eaten or hanging outside of his cart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Regeneration can do a lot.
Not sure what the temple was hoping to do with that, but
Right.
yeah, we never did follow up on that. Things kind of
We
took
left.
us out of the city.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Out of there. Yeah.
But he was also human, not elf.
Right.
Hmm.
I don't think I've seen an elf die. Not since I've met you, anyway.
You?
Me. But not until what's taking place here at the Grove. Strange for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This talk about elves dying. I'm sorry. Just never mind.
Let's see.
Is there anything else like a dragon that any of you hadn't unburdened to your other fellows at this point?
I got no secrets.
The only thing that I can think of that's mine is the conversation I had with that priest in the temple.
We knew you were in there. Turby was very upset. I remember.
He was very upset. That was probably the most knowledgeable person I've ever ran across. No offense, Sunshine, but this guy was a fount of religious knowledge. And it was like he had every answer to every question that I had.
You know,
That sounds suspicious.
our
It didn't feel suspicious.
Suspiciously like you may have been
I've-
talking to a god.
I've brought other focus in, and I have others that are watching in on your memories as well, and it is helping me find things. And one of the things that definitely has been brought up, when you came across the area that was all in autumn,
Oh, the incursion type thing.
and you found the incursion of demons and you had elves and orcs and demons, and you all jumped right into that fray. It's quite a large battle. I believe there was some kind of reference to cake.
Demon cake being served.
Oh,
The tactical.
my.
Observation, right?
Right.
Tactical observation.
The tactical observation was that demon cake is not
Not tactical.
tactical.
Right.
Hmm.
It's not the
So
view you want.
Oh boy.
you all finished that battle. Some of you with quite a bit of prejudice against the orcs. And when it all came down to it, Sunshine said, gather the injured close.
Mhm.
What was everyone doing when she was helping the injured, when she was casting her spells?
I obviously was not there.
No, you were not.
I think I remember trying to help as best I could. I have no magical means of healing groups of people, but I could have
Moving,
helped with
moving bodies.
bandages and stopping bleeding wherever I could.
And I think that's where we left off with that, and it was more of a we left that memory, and I think that something was missed there.
Hmm.
So let's focus back to that for a moment. Let me bring you back into that.
It's the first time
Hmm.
I'd ever seen a demon like that.
Sunshine, you got people to gather around you. Battlefield triage. And Barnabas with his. Lenny,
Is
were
that one?
you over
Hmm.
with the ones looking for where the demons came from at that point? Or did you all wait? I believe they went looking before you finished. Is that not correct?
They did.
Okay.
Were you with them, or was
I'm pretty sure he led the way.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I might have. Yeah. Why ain't that a son of a bitch? Demon hunter. Lenny.
well?
That doesn't even sound like that belongs in the same sentence.
I know.
Nope.
Oh,
Not even close.
unless demon hunter's like a weird sex thing.
I mean,
Hopefully that doesn't have to do with demon cake.
Oh,
All right,
well.
you
I don't
two.
know.
were
You have to ask him.
doing
extra spicy.
That's the tiefling. Never mind.
Nope.
you two were doing triage. You find orcs, you find elves. There are definitely injured. Give me just roll. Let me
Just roll.
hear
Just
what
Just blindly
Alright.
do it.
you're recalling
16,
your
20
own
coming up.
memories. So wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. Oh, boy.
Yes.
Let me get my.
Oh boy.
All right.
oh boy.
Oh boy.
Trying to think how
Mm.
wise I was at this point in my life. Not very at all.
Well, not
Doesn't
so
matter.
wise.
Young and dumb.
Yeah, we were pretty young and
I don't know
dumb.
what my bonus was because,
It's a 9.
can't even beat a 10.
Oh
What did you
no.
I got a 9.
9.
Better than me.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh no.
You were all quite busy. You were sewing people up. You were making sure that the injured were comfortable. You were trying to make sure that those that were giving each other dirty looks were going to start another fight. It was quite a lot of chaos.
Mhm.
I had a lot going on.
Battlefield.
There's a lot of prejudice and too many injured.
So once again, no one noticed if there was any dead or any elves or any crystals lit.
I don't recall. I
Oh,
don't recall even looking or
no.
I remember that elf falling
Distinguish
out of the tree like 5,000 times. I just kept getting back up there.
it was a strange memory. Yes.
balance was definitely off that day.
As you guys headed
He
to
stayed
find
down
the
occasionally.
origin of the demons, did you notice any lit crystals along your way? Did you notice any fallen orcs?
I don't remember seeing any.
Perception.
I'm done with this. 16.
Hmm. Are we saying there was no dead?
I have a feeling
Did
yours
you
is worse.
mark?
I
Several?
mean, I'm 100% positive I saw orcs, but I think they were like, they had to have been like plague ridden or something because they had like splotches on their skin, and it was the damnedest thing I've ever seen. It was frightening. I didn't even point it out back then.
Oh,
I believe you're talking about demons, possibly, or
No, they were
fell
definitely
into
orcs. Definitely orcs.
or they fell into mushrooms and you just saw those on them, maybe some moss or something.
Yeah, they're the strangest things I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not really familiar with the different types of orcs, but these orcs were,
unique.
there you go. They're special.
I think he's just making
Special.
stuff up.
Special orcs.
Special.
Special little orcs.
Well,
Oh, no, I definitely didn't see any lit crystals, just these pus orcs.
Orcs.
so this was an opportunity to see if there were elves dying at that point, and this was an opportunity to find out if there was that difference, and you all missed it. Who else was there? Turby was there.
Turby was there.
13 was there.
13 was there. Was Ruby with you for that? She wasn't she?
Or
Yes.
that, what? Yeah.
'Cause she was in the demon cake fight.
We might
Yes.
have to go into
Wasn't
her memories as well.
Whisper and
And
She was over 13 in the Demon Cave
Whisper and Windwalker would have come
Later.
long after that.
after.
Long after that.
after.
So
We picked them up in the Crystal Town.
Right. We did have Ruby though.
Correct.
Anyone else?
well,
That was there?
No.
No.
One of the elves was a cleric of, or at least could cast magic of the goddess of nature, which would be
Amma? Right?
I don't know if it was Amma or if it was the other one.
the Vile Deceiver.
I think it
As she
was
became
that one.
known.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
She was no longer a goddess of nature at that point
Well,
when
this was-
she became the Vile Deceiver and what you saw in the Crimson Grove. So,
Vile.
if you
Queen
don't
of
wish to
Soul.
use her name, you
Correct.
can totally use that.
Vile Deceiver. Sounds about right.
Writing that shit down now.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely missed, if they were dying there, we definitely missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were looking for?
Maybe.
So
That's just vague
only
enough to work.
elves were dying after that conflict?
Could have been before that conflict. We don't know how long this is. He said a month. So if you think back from the timeline that when we had that lucid dream or that awakened dream,
Mhm.
a month before that was the last time that he had buried a non-elf race.
What else correlates with the month before that?
Was that the start of the tremors?
I mean, I don't remember the exact date that the tremor started, but it's got to be close.
Wisdom. All of you.
Pick a skill I'm good at.
Yeah, how about intelligence?
How about intelligence, actually? That's better.
17?
It was actually my birthday. That's what it correlates back to. Is my birthday.
What did you roll, Silver?
A 1.
Oh.
So it's my birthday.
Yeah.
100% correlates back to my birthday.
No, I don't think
I'm
that's
sure
correct.
that's what you believe.
Yep.
Convoluted. All right. What did you two get?
A 16.
20.
20,
Cool. It's way better than mine.
15, 17.
1.
It really does
Mhm.
seem that
He's on a roll.
about a month had gone by since the first tremors. And the first tremors, you all had started feeling. When was that? Was that when you guys had found, you had spoken with Sunshine, I believe, for the first time, right after several. Yes. We'll go back to that in a
We're going all
minute.
the way back there.
Not yet. Maybe.
Oh,
It was back at the time that several technically died.
there was a very large
It was
tremor.
before that, though.
Before
was.
that,
Well, the tremors started before you died.
correct. We were going into the cave system that was under that manor. And as we entered the cave, there was a necromancer that was summoning some kind of giant ass army underneath the manor.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there for that. What?
And yes, and he had a being held in some kind of magical restraints that he was essentially channeling life force out of. And then these undead were just like, there was this fog, this cloud that was kind of hanging over the cavern. And these undead were like coalescing like rain out of this cloud, and just like skeletons are just dropping out of this cloud onto the ground. And it was like we would kill one and 3 would drop. And when you'd kill one and like 3 more would drop. And I remember I posted myself on this set of stairs to where the undead had to file up kind of single file to get to me. So that way everyone else could leave. And as we were fighting this undead, I knew I wasn't going to make it out. And I gave my crystal to Lenny and told him to take me home and not to let anyone forget me. And 13 shot an explosive arrow into the cavern to try to clear the undead around me, so it would give me an opportunity to escape. And this necromancer thing floated into the space between me and the arrow and deflected it into the ceiling of the cavern. And it caved in the cavern and blocked my way out. And then after that, I remember fighting hundreds of undead, and I jumped from the ledge that I was on to the necromancer's platform that he was on, and he and I fought. He died on the end of my blade, but not before I was crushed by a falling rock. And then the next thing I remember was there was a female that was over me, and she said that I fought with a fury that she had never seen before, and an elf that was so young, and in exchange for saving her life, she would make sure that I would continue to live.
What is her name?
Never got her name. Then I woke up 3 days later underneath of a big tree outside of the town
To me.
to sunshine.
When was the biggest tremor that you remember?
One that split the city.
Outside of the one that crushed us, the one that split the city.
Right. Yeah.
Which city?
Dromathan?
Drum with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we saved the young boy's mother.
In the shop
Yeah.
Where an entire section
was
of
floating,
the
right?
city floated into the air.
Right.
Mhm.
Still there. It was when we
Into
left,
space. Yeah.
God, I hope it's still there.
right?
Yeah. Has it?
Could you
if it's fallen-
imagine the devastation?
If it came back down.
Catastrophic.
Well, we saw that later on. A piece did fall back
Right.
down.
We didn't see it fall, but we just saw where it had
The impact.
correct.
It had fallen.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
In a populated area. Yeah.
We also had, I don't know if it was it that trimmer that we fought those demons with the portal, where Kirby went through that portal and came back and said that
Oh,
he went some other plane.
I remember
Was it?
after the.
yeah. I remember that briefly
Yeah.
with him.
Yes, we were checking the city. For damages.
Yeah, I think it was that.
That was
same,
the first
yeah,
one we came
yeah.
across.
All right.
She still doesn't look happy.
I don't
Oh.
I don't get it.
Oh,
Something's missing.
There's definitely something missing.
his life.
Facts.
Her God.
It's right there.
Facts.
Hey. Too soon.
My innocence.
Your ability to play a
That
musical
was
instrument.
never there.
Wow.
Oh.
If you can't play a musical instrument, why do you carry Sophia?
Uh-oh.
She's gorgeous.
Well, if we focused in on a bell where you met Whisper on the stage, I believe you got up there and played quite nicely, didn't you?
It's true. I do
I
remember
remember what
that.
it was like to have a bard.
Hey, he's very talented.
He is
There's
very-
just something about you guys that apparently
He is
he's
very
just
talented.
shy.
Maybe he needs to be on a stage with an attractive woman. Maybe that was the trigger.
Worth a shot.
Sunshine,
We
I
can't
don't
carry around a battle stage.
it said you're not a fan.
Hold on.
I'm
Hold
assuming
on.
that's the first time he had gotten on stage in a long time.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And it felt good.
But you're right, there was an attractive female on stage.
I
You
think
know,
that might have pushed him a little.
I think I know what it is.
He needs to be able to show off.
No. All the times that we ask you to play. Okay, so let's just analyze this real quick,
Okay.
right? So all the times that we ask you to play, what are we usually doing?
Bribing me with money.
No,
Drinking.
we're usually fighting,
We are usually fighting.
Yeah.
and we're all focused on everything else. I think you're after the attention.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily, I don't think it's linked to the beautiful woman. Sure, that helps, but I think he's after all the eyes in the bar to watch him play. Because when we ask him to play, he gets this like
It's just you guys. You see
Yeah,
me play a
just
million.
us,
There's
kinda
no.
like-
There's no new.
you know, he
Mm.
plays the same ditty he played when he was taking a shit in the woods. It's whatever. But I think when he goes up there in the bar, he's got like eyes to impress people who've never heard him play.
Did you play ditties while you shit in the woods?
100% he does.
Where do you think I do my writing?
Oh my!
You should go and watch with him sometime. It's
I
actually
should
pretty
go
good.
and watch with them sometime.
I've decided I will never.
He likes to make up little jingles while he's, taking a shit in the woods.
Yeah, who doesn't?
After these droppings, I'll be right back. That's what you were missing, wasn't it? I
No,
knew it.
that is absolutely not what I was missing.
Well, you have it now.
It's always got
I
to
don't
be great
think
to
we'll ever be able to take a break without saying that ever again.
We'll just go ahead and clip that and keep it forever.
Our first jingle.
You're welcome. Lenny's first jingle composed by several. Here we go.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's one you'd heard.
Oh,
while
it
he was
is.
doing.
But
Oh,
he hasn't played it for. I'll just, I'll sing it in delight. It's
We were
whatever.
just
He doesn't need to
eavesdropping on his
sleep.
food.
He's heard things that everybody else possibly hasn't,
I
apparently.
do close my eyes for 4 hours. It's fine.
Don't get me started on the ones you used to make up when you were younger.
Oh,
I
That's really
knew
far
a teenage Lenny, so
oh Lord!
A hormonal Lenny. Oh boy.
yeah.
Or something.
I don't think we've gone that far back.
I don't even know those stories. Obviously, I wasn't around for Whore Lenny.
Yeah, we're not going to go back to.
For horror Lenny? Yes, you were. You're here now.
I don't know.
It's
Was
true.
it teenage Lenny, whore Lenny, or was it
I said we're going
No.
to hormonal Lenny, and he said whore something.
hormonal?
No.
I thought you said
No,
whore.
No,
he did.
I said
I was broken and lost then.
I said hormonal Lenny. He said whore something. So he alluded to his promiscuity. Okay, thank you. I was not putting things where they don't belong.
Okay.
That's it.
I was a child.
That was not until after he left me that he
I
started
believe
doing
you said
that.
you were a teenager, which is
Well,
an adult and mostly, well, not 12. Okay, 12.
He
is
was
a
12.
Teenager. I'll look at it a little differently, but yeah, 12 is not a teenager for a
So-
human.
child.
Can you give us a clue what you're looking for, and we can help narrow it down?
It's just a little.
Maybe a time frame.
No, because if I say something that's going to mess up everything about your memories.
Did we miss it? Obviously, we missed it together. Yes.
It could have been when all of you can't remember.
It wasn't my recreation in the woods that got me kidnapped, was it? Okay, it wasn't that. Just
Your
checking.
recreation in the woods. I thought that was your morning
Whatever.
time. Now it's recreation.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We weren't specific what he does out there.
How else do you think they snuck up on me?
There has to be something important that we have to stumble on here, and I don't think it's Lenny's
Me in the woods.
No.
fiddlings.
Hmm.
I just don't know what could possibly.
It's not necessarily for you to stumble on.
Well, it's for
So-
you. It's for you to unearth. Yeah, right. You're clearly looking for something, right? So, what if I wasn't around them when whatever it is you're looking for took place, or what if Barnabas wasn't around us when whatever you're looking for took place? Would having all of us together conflict the memory? Like, I don't understand what it is you're looking for, and of course, you're not going to tell us because that's the way you are.
I just don't think she remembers.
I have all of Overwatch's records. I can look at them at any time. The problem is, I can't make you guys remember things correctly. Or
They're my memories.
make you correlate together and it not get convoluted. This is why this should be a one-on-one, but it's not. Okay. Let's go to
Maybe it
we
was
already
in
talked about the autumn.
the autumn
We
tree
talked about
thing.
the autumn spot. How about outside of Dromathan?
With the half elf greasy haired guy.
Now that's outside of.
That was Dorathan.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Baril.
You're right. See, you're confusing us. That's
Outside of Dromathan. Before Turby acquired TB.
Acquired.
when we were looking for
Forcibly
chip chops
acquired.
people.
Yes. Let's go there.
Okay.
Well, we followed eastward until we found where a piece of the earth had been ripped open and lifted up into the sky. There were still people and some cattle at the bottom of this
Yeah.
crater. Sunshine creatively used her magic to guide those people out. The cattle as well. Then we found
Staircase.
our way up to the top of the floating landmass. You sent your bird to scout out and found some other people who had been killed
Correct.
by the direwolves.
Yep.
We dispatched the direwolves, well, all but one anyway.
Right. And the lesson we learned there is, in order to make new friends, you have to kill all your old ones.
Kill all the old friends, and then that will make them want to be your
You
new.
can't move on until they're dead.
It's classic high school move.
Oh, God.
People we brought, the bodies we brought back. I mean, don't
Well-
remember if there were any survivors up at the top.
No, there were. There was only the one guy that we took to the temple,
Yeah, he
Uh,
was badly
Jeff.
dead.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Did we meet anyone
Just
that's. I'm trying to think. Like, was there anyone that along this, not just in that particular memory, but did we meet anyone that seemed odd?
Well, just Lenny, but he was.
Yeah,
I've already
yeah.
met
I
him
mean,
before.
did you guys meet anyone that was strange? Lenny?
I really don't remember.
Strange? I mean, a lot of strange people. Nobody that stands out.
what about your night friend?
Paul?
Paul.
Wasn't there also around the time that Turby thought he spotted a strange dark-haired woman seemed to have been following us?
A little
Correct.
bit before you all went on the adventure for Trip Chop, yes.
Yes. Yeah, he did. But he couldn't get a clear look at her.
Hmm. Did that strange woman fit the description of Ruby at all?
I think
Or more the woman that you knew from the cave?
based on what was described, I didn't see her, but based on what was described to me by 13 and Turby, it was more, I guess, my maker than the description of Ruby. But yeah, we did meet this knightly fellow named Paul. What was that order? He was order of the
The Knights of Redemption.
yeah, the Deathly Hollows, same thing.
Not quite.
Yeah, I don't know much about the order, but he seemed like a pretty upstanding guy, and like I trusted him to take my daughter home when she ran from the grove because he was heading that way.
Hmm.
And he did deliver her safely home.
He did, as far as, clearly.
The order, Knights of Redemption. Religion or society can tell you a little bit about them.
A 22 society.
21 society.
Hi, I don't have that knowledge.
Oh no.
Well, what
Well, I mean,
What you
obviously
two
they're an
know
evil organization
is
running the shadow government.
Weirdo named Paul.
what was that again, Sunshine?
I said evil organization running the government by shadow proxy.
I actually, now that you say that, I think that Paul guy was like the head of this pyramid scheme, some kind of like Illuminatster, what is it? Elminster,
Mm,
You
careful.
So
it's
You
they're
two.
definitely no good. Those are bad dudes.
stop with the conspiracy theories. Clearly not correct, because what we remember was
what they know is that the kingdom of Orvast took this knightly order and 5 years ago destroyed it.
Maybe Orfast was right.
Orvast, it is a human kingdom.
Hmm.
Well, they
And
can't be right.
it is between Dromathan.
Change your mind real quick.
All right. Let them know what they know.
I already told them what they know.
you know more than you think.
I believe
The
that.
human kingdom northwest of Vatril is the furthest northwest is Dromathan, and then you have Orvast, and then east of that is the Northern Dwarven Nation. Orvast being in the middle, they have some weird policies, and that is one of them. That they took the Knights of Redemption, a very devout knightly order to the goddess Yunko, the supreme deity of good, and he destroyed it. The king there just decided essentially that there was some kind of
Evil.
shadow organization coming to take
Huh?
over his kingdom.
Sorry.
And dissolve the order, but what happened
He
to
didn't
those
just dissolve
knights?
it; he attacked it.
He disintegrated it.
Following Yunko. That's
There are
front.
battlefields of dead
Mhm.
knights,
Mhm.
armor that lays where nobody even wants to go and take it, or it sits in the king of Orvast's treasury.
Hmm.
But many priories were shut down 5 years ago when this happened.
Mhm.
But these knights, what you two also know is that they were supposedly formed because the goddess herself came down and made a demon, a denizen of the lower planes, into something more. Fought for days. And that's supposedly the beginning of the order, because then she looked at the next person she saw and said, continue this message.
Hmm.
Anyone can be redeemed.
Yes, if a demon could be redeemed, then surely any mortal could.
I mean, I
you believe that.
wholeheartedly believe that,
But
but not from this organization.
Continue this
Sorry.
message. Fill my coffers. Yeah, I get. Yeah.
it sounds about the same.
Same thing.
Well, two of you might be convinced that was the case, and the other two are convinced this was a wonderful order.
I mean, Paul was a nice guy.
He was.
I absolutely see that. He's probably in the lower runs of the echelon, and so everything's on the up and up. It's probably not till still he gets into that corrupt upper echelon structure of the
In the seventh
shadow
circle.
government. Yeah. 53rd layer of the shadow order of the Knights of Camelot. I don't know.
Is that mask made out of tinfoil?
Yes,
It's gotta be.
helps keep the aliens away.
Because 2 seconds ago, Paul was the leader. Now he's just some random grunt.
You never know with these shadow organizations. You can't tell you.
But speaking of shadow organizations,
The Union.
the Union.
Yeah.
Oh, nice segue.
Thank you. Here, I'll
Speaking of Shadow Orc,
Yes, the Union had tasked all of you with finding a mage as
We found a
payment
bu-
for
we
the
found a
first time you went to jail
found a bunch of them.
Hmm.
and getting you out.
wasn't easy.
We never did report back.
Surprising that one of the most
Never did tell them we found these guys.
I find that interesting. One of the most greedy creatures in all of Iota Dree asked
Don't talk about
For
13 like that. He's not even
nothing.
here to defend himself.
they asked for nothing and broke the wall to let you out of prison the second time you guys got arrested. A dragon known for hoarding and keeping things and being very selfish, especially Red.
Mm.
And yet they showed more mercy than the Union, who demanded that you all take on a quest in order to pay for your release.
Yeah.
What was the quest?
Or when you put it that way.
Bring a mage to them.
Find a mage.
Find and bring them a mage.
Mhm.
And if we find out anything interesting about these trimmers, they'll take that information too.
Wasn't there something about the dead not dying in there as well?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Was there?
I think that was more of a personal request from
I think he mentioned it.
Brent.
No, he mentioned
More-
it. People aren't dying. Mages are gone. Fix my problems.
Yes. Mort works within the ranks of the Union. Not much known about him, but
Creepy as hell.
yeah, he likes to change his accents up and seems to think he's
really
slick about
bad
it,
at it.
but it's very noticeable.
Mm.
Rides around in a black carriage.
I don't trust that guy as far as I could throw his carriage.
Now, hold on.
As far as Sunshine can throw his carriage.
I was going to say, when we first met him, I don't think you could throw the carriage, but at this point, you might be able to.
I mean, I could probably knock it over, that's for sure.
What was it that landed you in jail?
A bar fight.
Several, both times
Right.
actually.
What?
What was
Both times.
that saying that you used, Lenny,
Which one?
about bar fights?
For bonding?
Bar fights for bonding.
How do you do it?
Was that the first? Was that not the first bar fight you guys have had?
It's the first one I was part of
Uh,
with these
It's debatable.
people.
Wasn't there?
I don't think it was the first
Yes,
bar
go back.
fight we had.
No, go back.
Isn't that how we kind of all like? Well, obviously not you,
Not me,
but
but
It was back when you traveled with Callie.
yeah.
Oh, she was all for it.
And let's focus there.
Hmm.
What bar was
So
that?
how? Hold
Wait,
on.
when he
hold
hit
on,
guy to try to get meat on stage?
Hold on.
mm,
How can
Maybe
all these
different
be
one.
my fault if you have a name for them?
I can't even argue that point.
That's what I thought.
Mm.
Guilty as charged, Bard. Guilty as charged.
I may not have been directly involved,
Just
but
because I finish all of
Hit-
our fights
hit-
and they don't like the way I finish them. You know, I didn't even threaten to blowing the whole motherfucker down.
I was worked up. I was.
That was definitely a Barnabas thing.
apparently all of us get a little
You know,
crazy when we get worked up. Midnight in the
Not the
pyro.
maybe bar fights for bonding is a good thing.
Hey. listen, that was an evil deity temple. That's the only reason.
Mhm.
Don't judge me.
Not the first time we've seen midnight.
So you want us to focus on the way back?
I mean, how many bar fights have you all been in? How many times have you been arrested for them?
Whoa, we were not
Arrested
arrested for
for
the first
them?
one.
We were not arrested for that in particular, no. It was just events directly afterwards that didn't work out so well for us.
True.
Yeah.
I've only been in one bar fight with you guys.
The bar fight just drew the attention that we didn't need.
I believe you've been in 2, haven't you?
At least 2, maybe 3.
It
Mm,
happens. It's a rough world.
well, the first one, we ended up in jail. It was like the day they got released from the temple
And the
and
day
were
you
able
met
to
everybody.
walk. Well, everybody.
Well, you had already met Lenny and you'd already met a few others, but what about? Well, I guess it wasn't too much of a bar fight. You know, when he decked to the guy to put you on stage. Okay. I
Wasn't
digress.
What are your stipulations for bar fight? Because
Wasn't that the first one?
it wasn't really. That was what started the bar fight for bonding. Yes.
That was when we met. There
Yeah,
wasn't one after
There was
that.
Some before that.
There was some before.
There was some
we
before
met
that.
you,
Yeah.
which I suppose is the rhetoric of the history of the bar fights for bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one that Sunshine was in that you all ended up in jail for was when you were all mourning the loss of Cyril.
Correct.
And someone got mouthy about it and was saying you guys were bringing the atmosphere down or something and started the fight. And Cyril walked in
That's
and
right, and then
joined it.
several hit him.
Let's dance.
That was
Was
pretty
it
worked
Kirby
out
that-
because of what some of the things that they were saying. It was very disrespectful.
That started that bar fight? Or was it Lenny?
I think
No, Lenny was going to.
I think ultimately
As I
Turby
was
threw
getting
the
up,
first
Kirby
I think Turby
and his
hit
low
him with-
center of gravity got there faster than me and had already pulled his legs out
It's
from under
called
him at that
Northern
point.
Stride.
Whatever you want to call it, it works. It doesn't make sense.
Nothing.
Bees shouldn't fly either, but they still do. So here we are.
Okay.
So Turby and Lenny started that bar fight,
Oh, we absolutely did.
and Cyril finished it. That one was not your fault.
See,
Yeah.
You're making me look bad.
Because you were dead at the time.
indeed.
He appeared in that particular bar fight.
After it was already started,
Different than when
people had suffered
Yeah.
burns.
Surprised to see him join us. I think I was in shock. But yeah, before that, I was worked up at the disrespect to those ruffians.
I believe Cyril quoted what you said earlier. Yes.
Yeah, I only threatened to burn the whole fucker down. I didn't actually do it. I
You
didn't
were
have time.
close. And if you guys would have described
just
several,
didn't have the right stuff mixed in it. I just
It was coming.
if you guys would have described several a little bit more, I could have told you that he was fine because I had seen him.
Well, I mean, who goes in? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I wasn't there, but who goes into great detail describing
describing their
I
dead
don't
friend.
know.
Oh, there was this elf. He had this long flowing beard, and his hair did the thing, and he.
Well, Lenny is a bard.
Even I have my limits.
You do?
I think I was more just in shock at the
Yeah, I
whole
agree.
idea of we had lost people.
Well, that makes. Well, yeah.
Everybody handles their grief differently.
Or, you know,
Some
you could have
cry.
introduced yourself.
Some burn people down.
Some cry, some commit arson. You know,
There was the first bar fight where we
Okay.
all met each other. Again, not Sunshine, but there was the first bar fight that we all
Oh, that
Kind of-
does take us way
kind of
back.
found ourselves
You know,
in.
I
I
think
just wandered into that town, actually.
I
Yeah.
think I think we will take a break, and when we come back, I think I'm going to dismiss Sunshine from the table because I believe we might need Callie instead if we're going to focus in on that bar fight. So I believe we'll take a break, and I'll see if I can't get her. Welcome back. So I would like to welcome Callie back to the table.
Yay!
Oh, it has been a long time, man.
So, Callie, we're focusing in on going back here and there. So we were talking about all of you met. Well, not when you and several met, but
Mhm.
for everybody else.
Danielle, is your mic on?
Wow.
Apparently, I didn't turn my mic on. Okay, look,
Try
Overwatch
again.
isn't here to correct these things.
Try again, dear.
Welcome back, everyone.
Log it into his complaint box.
I am going to put it in his complaint box.
Oh, I'm sure it's already there.
Yes,
I'm sure
it
it's
is,
already
actually.
there. Sorry,
Are you paying
Overwatch.
attention, Overwatch? So,
Probably.
again, welcome back, everyone, and we would like to welcome Callie back to the table.
Yay!
I say it just
Oh,
feels
yeah.
weird to applaud again.
Let's focus back in on where we welcomed her back. How about that?
Yeah.
It's been a long time. So, we were focusing in on where you all first met is what we were kind of discussing. Of course, you and several had already met before the group came together. But there was this wonderful little tavern in Doratham inside of Bothril, not to be confused with Dromathan being a major metropolis, and Doratham being a larger elven city that has some human and other race elements on the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
In Doratham, they have this wonderful little tavern called Books and Brews, owned by a man named Nick. He usually has other people running the bar, and he kind of hangs out in the back room here and there. And the few times, or the many times that you've been in the place, you found the atmosphere's great, the food's good, the drinks are good, and you find yourself just keep coming back. They've got live music. They've got this guy up on stage that day where he's wearing such bright colors mixed with some muted tones of browns and oranges. He's got these orange shades that cover his eyes. And he seems to be wearing, are those snakeskin pants? But he's up there and he has a beautiful lute in his hands. And he is playing a wonderful tune.
Am I playing a wonderful tune?
Are you?
Let's see how wonderful it actually is.
Sounds like a dangle.
So, it's so.
It's so.
Uh,
It's okay. He's cute.
So you see, Callie, this is exactly what I was talking about. So in elven communities, our bards and minstrels are much better because they have lifetimes to practice. This fool, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know if he's playing a lute or if he's playing a drum set up there.
What was your total there, Lenny?
18.
18.
It wasn't terrible. but
What's your
for
perception?
8?
8. Is that after the roll?
Oh no. 20.
20.
Hmm.
All right. They're across the tavern. You're not going to hear these disparaging comments. So you just
My
are
soul
in,
shall not be crushed.
yeah, your soul's
Yet.
not crushed. You can definitely see that they are paying attention to you. So,
You know,
Good
that's
enough
all
for
that
me.
matters to Lenny.
I mean,
No, at
you're getting the attention.
that distance, that's fine. They're pointing, they're talking.
They are definitely pointing and talking. And one of them kind of pointedly is, gesturing towards you. The male elf seems to be really articulating something to her about your performance. And or you know, it can only be good because you know you're playing well. So
All Sophia.
it's all Sophia.
It's all Sophia.
Well, she is quite beautiful. What does she look like?
White, ivory, inlays.
It's loud in here, Lenny. You may want to fix your.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was blowing. No, she's pretty much all white. Different variations of white to off-white, ivory inlays, beautiful engravings.
So, and what does she sound like?
An angel.
Where did she get the name Sophia?
She told me in a dream.
Did she? That's interesting.
I think the human is crazy.
Told you in a dream.
It's not going to take much convincing to convince me.
That is quite interesting, actually.
She speaks to me.
Seer has a cup face. That's interesting.
Seer was writing. I was showing Elite Encounter.
Advertising. Advertising.
We are in a tavern.
Shameless plugs.
100%.
I mean,
Seer was hiding behind her cup. Anyway,
Sierra was not believing the
Thinking.
bullshit coming out of Lenny's mouth.
I would be hiding from Lenny's music as well.
he's doing very well today.
Not
Not
Good.
to
It's
Elven standards,
best I've ever done.
apparently.
a well above average.
Very much so.
Apparently, it's just not up to Elven standards.
I don't think anything's up to Elven standards.
Definitely not this time in my life, that's for sure.
Well,
He only likes me because I'm different.
I like you because you take interest in Elven standards.
Oh. And that.
well, what kind of presents are you all showing in the corner there?
Her and I kind of have our backs to the corner of the room, so we could kind of look into the hole of the bar or the tavern, and we have whatever the cook has made brought out to the table. I have a glass of wine on the table and whatever she is drinking,
Ale.
and we are just
Ale.
at this point we're kind of like children playing with their food, but we're people watching more than anything.
All right.
Well, he doesn't stand out because it's an Elven city. I vaguely stand out. Just a little.
Maybe with the horns, yeah. Just a tiny
Just
bit.
a little.
And Callie is a tiefling. So,
So you have a tail.
A lot more than a tail, but yes.
okay.
Hooves. Don't take it like that.
I didn't take it like anything. I was trying to figure out what else you could have besides a tail.
She takes it just like you give it to her.
I thought she was channeling her inner Lenny there for a second.
No.
I could have been like that for just a second.
Kelly.
Oh, inner
Kelly
Barnabas.
Packing heat.
Barnabas does sometimes take it in the Lenny direction. All right.
This is why he doesn't want to go on watch. He's already becoming too much like me. He doesn't need alone time with.
I don't think he even needed to become kind of like you. I think you guys are kind of on the same
I just keep
wavelength,
mine hidden.
just different.
I just keep mine hidden.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's
Subtle,
Is there more
flashy.
true? That does about sum it up. So those two are hanging out in the corner, and Barnabas, when you entered Books and Brews, you saw that a tavern that has quite a few people hanging out in it. A lot of them are human or halfling, and you see, you definitely see a few elves. And the oddity, of course, is going to be the colorful bard up on the stage and the bright, well, not bright, the deep tones and colors of the tiefling in the corner. She definitely stands out. And of course, the same as always, the books and brews, the smells coming from there just make your mouth water. And you know that your favorite thing is going to be over there on the tap. Bartender Reggie will have it ready for you.
I'm sure he will. I remember after I come in and shouldered my backpack looking for around for a private table that I can kind of blend into the crowd. I went up to the bar and I asked for a pint of Bear Hug, which was my favorite spice brown ale they had at the time, and a plate of their cheesy bread. And I remember taking my seat, waiting for the food to be delivered, and hearing this song, kind of watching the people in the corner, almost thinking to myself that maybe they were a little bit snobby, maybe is the word. Let's take a sip of my ale. When the song finished, I gave the polite applause that you would give a fair to midland performer of average performance. Kept an eye out for a tip jar.
It's contagious.
I was above average before, now I'm fair to middle.
That's Midland, right?
It just sounds worse.
Midland to a slightly above Midland performer.
It's still average, Lenny.
Watched him play. I was intrigued by the quality of his instrument and the fact that maybe his next song out of that beautiful piece of work and craftsmanship would be better. And took a sip of my ale and waited for the next song.
All right. The probably the best place for you to be away from or blend into the crowd, one or the other, would either be, if you want to blend, you'd want to kind of just be in one of the center tables there. People are kind of all around or close to the stage. But if you kind of want to be away, you could probably be one table over from the odd couple in the corner and be able to have your back to the front wall. Or you could sit at the bar, at the end of the bar, which would also put you quite close to them.
I think I would have taken a place at the end of the bar. That way I can be a part of the crowd, but not actually be a part of the crowd. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But that definitely gives you some insight into the commentary
The
behind you.
snobbishness.
Do you have a high enough perception to hear them?
No, that's a great question.
It's not as if
See what happened.
several ever worried about someone overhearing his.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I got the impression he didn't really care, but I may have just noticed the tone as I only got an 11 this time around. Maybe I was more focused on the general din of the place.
Okay. All right. What was your next song? How well did you do?
Please be better. Much better. Where'd it go? That would have been a 28.
Wow.
The next song, it seems that he could probably play it, in
I was
the
warming
dark
up.
with his eyes closed and, or behind his back even, with however he wanted to play her. The lute seems to
Can I
just
do that?
give this wonderful, and as he said, angelic voice coming from her. And that is the tunes that are floating through the air as several elves walked into the bar. And it's an elven city. It's not odd to have elves walk in the bar, but there's an entire crew of 4 of them. And it's not hard to notice that as soon as they walked in, they were being obnoxious as they go by the stage and they toss a couple coppers to an obviously better performance than that is, it's worth much more than a few copper. Somebody might, I mean, even somebody that didn't hardly have anything would probably give you at least 5 or a silver. And these guys throw 2 copper each and move on to the bar, slam their hands down, demanding drinks in Elven to the human bartender, who politely replies in Elven to them and pours their drinks. And they kind of hang out around the bar for the moment, harass the waitress as she goes by, tell her they're going to go over there and sit. They expect their drinks to be brought to them. They're being assholes.
Indeed.
It's not hard for you at the bar to hear them.
Yeah.
And you two in the corner, well, it might be a little hard, except for they seem to want to be heard. So, you keep playing, I take it?
For the time being,
Okay. They make their
they're,
way.
they're disruptive, but it's not.
They make their way to a couple of the tables in the center, and kind of near the stage, you hear one of them comment that did you get your ears clipped? Because there's no way a human's playing like that. And
What was he playing? Do you remember what you were playing, Lenny?
At that time, no. Trying to think. It'd been something uplifting. I get my bar performances.
Well, were you playing was it an Elven tune because you're in an Elven predominant bar, or were you playing something more from
I'd probably
the Rovers?
I would do my best to probably play Elven. I've been around the Elven culture, and I know I could probably play other songs better, but I would not disgrace you guys in that way. Everything
So
else. What?
I would
That was weird.
like to roll
Uh-oh.
Elven lore on the song that he's playing.
Mhm.
That's garbage. 10.
Okay. What is it you're wanting to know about the
I
song?
just want to know what the song is about.
Well, the one that he had chosen after the first performance that went into the very angelic sound,
Mhm.
it was a slow, soothing melody about love, nature, and it centered more around wood elves, your type, not the sun elves, which are the ones that do run the city of Doratham. And it speaks of the beauty of life, pretty much life, nature, love. It's very, I think I've heard Overwatch say a term that I probably shouldn't repeat. It's a bad one, I think. So I won't use that one.
Oh.
It's very calm, very loving song. It's probably something that you and your wife had listened to before or even danced to.
Right.
but not a bar song.
No, it's still a bar song. It's a slow, calming melody, but it's beautiful. It is uplifting. It's not.
You heard this song before?
I cannot say that I have. It's a little slow.
It's a it's not akin to a lullaby, but it's kind of like an elven waltz, like, right? So my wife and I danced to this song. Um, this is called the door into the Fey realm. Is the name of the song.
Mm.
Um,
It's a song for lovers.
yeah, and unfortunately, don't get me wrong, I myself am an asshole, but these assholes are ruining the song,
Mm.
and I don't quite enjoy that.
Yeah.
At the very least, this makes me remember my wife.
About that
Ooh.
time, one of them decides he's going
I
to
know how you
sing
feel.
along with the bard
I know how you feel about your wife, so.
at an 11.
Ew. Horrible.
So he's just belting out this beautiful song, and he's just,
Butchering it?
yeah, butchering is probably a good word. It is nails on slate.
Ugh.
It's not good.
I play louder.
The sound of a metal eating utensil scraping across a ceramic or metal plate.
Ooh,
If. Ah.
I'll be right back.
Oh, you're going? I was getting ready to stand up.
I get up from my chair and I walk calmly over to the table, approaching from behind so that way Lenny is in front of us. So I kind of come up behind the guys at the table and I just kind of lean down next to the table, even though I'm not invited, and kind of at the level that they're at. So I just kind of like my head just kind of pops in between them. And gentlemen and Elvin, gentlemen, if you don't stop disrespecting the song that is tied to the ancestry of ourselves, I believe we're going to have a problem.
He kind of goes, "Ooh, what's a
Ugh.
green elf gonna do?" Which is, of course, the nasty way
Sorry.
to say anything to a wood elf. Right about that time, the door swings open and you see a very young dwarf come walking in. And this guy, I mean, just blowing his into your face, into your nose.
Ew.
He's Sun Elf, and he's obviously thinks he has every right to just do whatever he wants and
Does a
say whatever
21
he
hit him?
wants to you.
That's
I thought you guys said you didn't start this bar fight. A 21 does hit him. Let's roll initiative.
Wait, who said that? Because
I'm pretty sure they said
He's
somebody.
no. We were debating which
He
one of
said
which
somebody
one of
else
us has started.
did it.
He said several starts all the bar fights.
we're just proving it.
Shut up.
I mean,
The
she's not-
disrespect maybe is what started it. right?
Every time. It's always the
but, I mean,
disrespect.
disrespect isn't a punch to the face.
It's
So,
fine. It's normal.
all right.
Quick
So-
anger.
Our fights for bonding, huh?
Bar fights for bonding.
Bar fights for bonding.
I mean, it's almost like several standing up for Lenny. So, I mean, maybe that's where the connection came from.
25 to 30. Anybody?
28.
My goodness.
Well, I got a nat 20.
Oh well,
That's
that's completely different.
I opt to hold my action since I'm on stage currently, and
And playing
What's-
beautifully.
what's going on does not currently affect me.
All right,
You're ready for trouble.
and
wow.
20 to 25.
23.
23. Here. 15 to 20.
I have a 19.
I have a 16.
And these guys had a natural 1. And I think I'll
All right,
just write them down
we
as
have
assholes.
I think I'll just write them down as asshole.
Lenny,
These dicks.
Barney,
Welcome to
Liberal,
Free Several.
Allie,
Welcome to Fuck Around and Find Out.
Losers. Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly, he gets more humanity after he
Guys,
dies. Yes.
I like how he was like,
You don't know my name yet.
yeah, I know. That's that's true. I know.
this
This strange fellow.
You're just looking at. He looks like a bar.
He looks like a Barney.
come to
That's
find out
for
he
sure.
wasn't too far off, and you actually hate the name Barney.
Right. There's some mystery afoot here.
There was a deputy back where I came from named Barney. It was kind of
he stole my wife.
You know,
no one liked that guy.
strange
He was wiry.
God.
strange fairy tales where I'm from, he was a dinosaur. But
Oh, that's probably an Elvin thing.
I'm so down with both of you right now.
All right, so Lenny, you said you are holding.
I am
you're
holding
gonna
action. I am
continue
on
to play.
stage. I'm still trying to play through the bullshit.
Well, I mean, any spells you do that have verbal and semantic, you sing through and your semantic is playing anyway.
Well, that's fine.
So if you do want to
Ta-da.
do something, what
No,
are you
I'll-
holding your action for? I need a trigger.
A trigger?
A trigger.
What would trigger you to actually release your actions?
Really just them continuing on. This is their first offense. I'm going to try to play through it because I'm a performer and I'm not going to let them ruin my performance. But if they continue, I'm probably not going to be up here much longer. So
Show must go on.
after his warning, yeah, if they keep going. I didn't hear his warning, but
Well, I mean, there's not really a warning. It's a several punch him in the face.
oh, he just
Yeah, there was no
No-
warning.
negative. We're not punching him.
he just wants to know if it will hit.
You're not punching him.
Oh.
Does that mean you're stabbing him?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
wait a minute.
So what happened?
So athletics of a 20. Nope, that's a lie. No, that's not a lie. So 27.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grabbed by the back of his hair, and whatever the beat of the song is, bam, bam, bam,
He's
bam.
hitting him. Yes.
I guess that's no. He's not hitting him.
The table is
He's introducing him to the table
correct, but I'm not trying to break the table or
With
harm the
force,
table.
huh?
with force.
Correct, right into his plate.
Right into his plate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it is, metal.
He looked
plate, so-
hungry.
I was going to say the plate can be replaced. The
His
furniture
face,
is fine.
Not so much.
Sorry, not metal. Stone. Stoneware.
That's okay. They can still be replaced.
So, I mean, well, I don't know. Roll me a performance, please.
Mm-hmm.
I want
Me?
to see how. I want to see how on beat.
Oh, you're
Beat.
You
oh.
got it.
He said with the music.
Well, I
I
know.
mean,
I
he's
just didn't know he
trying.
was rolling a performance.
8.
Not any better than his singing.
Well,
On beat at all. That
and
guy's
now I
singing might have been better.
now I stop playing. That is offbeat, and I can no longer focus.
Clapping on the one.
All right.
God, no,
I'm on the and in one. Okay, so
guys, guys,
You're on
guys,
a lot of-
guys. I'm trying to do a thing up here. Could this wait?
I'm trying to make sure you can continue to do the thing up there.
Oh, continue. That's fine. That's
damage, please.
What do you want for
Unarmed.
base into plate?
Unarmed, which is
Give a D4.
I do. Oh, you got a 4.
So he takes 4 plus my strength of 4, so he takes 8. Ooh.
You might want to keep that.
As I herpy derpy his face into his plate of sausage.
8 to the plate.
All right. So you grabbed him, slammed him,
Definitely a stone
and
plate.
you walked over there. So you pretty much started. Lenny continues on, stopping now at this
I'm
point.
done. No, that's
That was your trigger. So you've stopped playing. Are you taking any other actions?
other than yelling at them, trying to no.
Okay.
'Cause
Them?
the altercation has still not affected me, other than my entertaining the crowd.
And nobody's broken anything. So,
Yet
all right, Barnabas.
Nobody's bled on me.
Hearing the music sort of stop and the loud banging of someone's face into a
Very distinct sound.
Yeah,
I kind of would have
right over here.
spun around in my chair
This guy.
and looked back in the corner behind me, and that happened over there.
Here's you,
Okay.
Barnabas, and it happened right here,
Yeah.
right in front of the stage.
Kind of gently set my mug down and stood up out of the bar stool, and I will ready in action to throw a punch at anybody that comes towards the bar.
Okay.
Looking to my left, there looks like there was wait staff delivering
Yes.
food.
Yes.
Maybe I'll kind of step over that way just to kind of
Take a step toward her.
yeah, and then tell her you should probably go in the back. And
You should probably leave.
yeah,
She's
and then
probably
I'll
better
just ready
equipped than
in
any of
action
us here to
punch
take
someone
this
who
shit.
either comes at her or towards the bar.
All right.
That was what I did. And then swift action, take another sip of my
As you do.
Swift, I do it. What did you do?
take another sip of my bear hug to get.
Oh, you brought it with you. Got it.
Oh, you probably yeah.
No. I
Please.
took that at swift action before I.
Oh, okay. Not keeping the mug with you then.
Oh, before he took off to the
Long
fight, he
action economy.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
All right. Several. That brings us to you in the initiative.
Super.
okay.
So this guy just face met plate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm content to continue to face meet plate until he body meets floor.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna take his head right back to the plate. Just bam, right back on the table.
Okay.
It's a 26.
Jesus.
Nope, that's the wrong die.
Nope. Oh, that's the
He
wrong.
takes 8 again.
I thought you said that's the wrong
Holy
guy.
damn.
The wrong time. Like you just grab some other dude's head and start bashing it just for funsies. Like
And then the gentleman who, how many people you said were at the table that came in with him?
4?
Like 4 or 5?
There are a total of 4.
Super.
Mm.
The gentleman who is immediately to my left, that's not this dude whose face I'm smashing into the plate.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to demoralize him.
Okay. Well, there's one right across the table.
Sure, that guy.
So,
I'd like to demoralize him.
okay.
Um, 13 and 8. Is that a 13? That's a 15 and 8 is 23.
Okay.
And as I'm just his buddy's face into the plate, I just kind of turn really quick at him and I'll be like, I hope you sing better than he does or you're next. Blam! And I just smash that guy's face into the plate.
All right.
And then my last action I will hold in case someone wants to try and get froggy and throw a punch at me.
it needs another plate.
Allie.
Oh, that was incorrect.
Alteration.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's fixed.
Um,
It's fine.
Your ghost of character future.
Oh,
Oh, you.
oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm going to move closer to the bar. So if I need to, I can cast should anyone strike at several.
Okay. You want a more
Closer, just not up in the mix.
like right there at the corner of the bar? Sound good?
Uh-huh.
Not actually going behind the bar.
No.
Okay.
So
All right.
So-
kind of triggers my ready to action, doesn't it?
just oof.
Somebody came up to the bar behind me, so
Mhm.
I would have spun
Mhm.
around and seen
Oh no.
this pompous tiefling from the corner, and I just immediately held my fist back and said, "Is your friend always this violent?" And lowered my fists.
You're about to see how violent I am if you didn't lower your fists.
It's my ready to action.
So not actually swinging at her.
No,
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Because I was ready to
I just
cast.
somebody moved behind me to the bar, so I swung around and I saw who it was, and I'm like, okay. Oh. Mother always said, "Don't hit the girl."
Pompous.
A little bit. I heard you and your friend.
All right. That is Callie's turn then. She holding for
Nobody's
anybody
moving
past the
on.
several.
Yes. Plus, I'm within spell range.
All right. It's the asshole's turn. Well, first off, it seems like the one that is being having his face beat is just slowly sliding into unconsciousness.
No. That's not unconsciousness. He
And-
drank too much.
His body's just going limp in your.
He drank too much. Ate too much. It's food coma.
Disconnect face.
Food coma.
And then the one across the table that you demoralized. Yeah, he done one of those. He's like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? If you love the bard up there so much, why don't you get with him? And he's like, you can head up there, or I can go throw him down for you. And he's gonna go hop up on stage at the bard.
I would like no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Pompous or not. He was playing very well.
You do have a held action.
Yeah,
for if
two.
people started to get froggy.
yeah. So as
demoralized, and he hit the guy's face. So
I
he's
have
left,
two.
actually.
I have
You-
two.
yes.
So
Yeah,
as
that's looking
Old
at-
Boy tries to scamper away with the intention to go to the bard,
Mhm.
I would like to just I've got meat faceplate guy here, and as he goes to start stepping away, I just want to reach out with my other hand and just grab a fistful of his hair and just kind of grab at him.
Okay, so you're gonna jump toward him and grab at his hair.
Correct. So I have this guy's back of his hair in one hand, or back of his head, and as he goes to move, I'm just reaching across like this and just trying to grab the back of his hair as he tries to turn and walk away.
You'd have to let go of him and actually kind of.
Well, that's fine. He's already going herpy derpy anyway, so I'll let go of him.
Yeah.
Go night night.
Night night.
Yeah,
I
take a
mean,
nap right
you're-
here.
He's
Sleep.
just out of reach as he's moving off. So you could either, as you're held, you could either maybe get in his way of getting on the stage, or
Yeah, that's fine. I'm faster than he is.
Okay.
I'll run in from the cops over the table.
Oh, you're gonna go over the table here
Yep.
and to the corner in front of him, and
And then I just kind of get between the bard and this guy,
Mhm.
and
do you want to go table to stage corner?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then I just kind of, I'm kind of disheveled because I just been smashing, the guy's face into his food, and there's probably shit all over the place. And I just kind of stand up in front of him, and I straighten my jacket and brush the shit off the side, and I'm like, "You take one more step toward that bard, and I'll rock your world."
You nah. I figured you go up there. You gonna dance with them?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew it. I knew it. He's gonna take a swing at your legs.
Super.
Oh,
duper.
I'm releasing my action as well. My 2 actions. By casting electric arc.
What happens when the elf brings artillery?
Oh, no.
I'll
All right.
release an action. We have a song now.
Hey.
Start singing, Lenny.
Does a
We
14
will-
hit?
Will drop you. Just like your friend over there.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does it.
So let's
Can I say that for
You
a
should
moment?
this.
with
Yes,
that
I
release
can.
action, everybody gets a +1 to all rolls.
Oh, ooh, how about 12?
Oh, nice.
Hard.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Electric damage.
Okay. All right.
Oh, basic
Heard
reflex.
this one. Your buddy's face is a big disgrace as he's
It
I
is.
guess it's a basic
spreading his
reflex, not
wings all
really.
over the
I don't really
place.
have to hit him. So,
Basic reflex.
yeah. But he'll take 12 damage.
Yes, he will. He will definitely take full damage.
Callie, this is where you scream unlimited power.
Pompous or not.
You know what? No, this isn't it either. We're gonna pause on this.
Bar
We're
fights for
resting.
Yeah, I
This is
know.
one of my favorite beers.
I know.
What?
I know. You're
This
just
is where we met.
just a beer. It's a beer. It's not what I'm looking for.
But this is where we met. This is where we
It's
picked
just
up.
beer.
This is where we picked up Lenny.
Then it has to be further. You're the oldest, right?
Yeah, you are.
You're the oldest because you're the oldest self in the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes it known as often as he can.
Right?
All right. Well,
Something like that.
the rest of you I don't need at the moment. I need to focus just on you, several. So all right. You're beginning.
What about
You're
it?
leaving the grove.
Yeah, I was sent on a quest so I could find something worthy so I could bring home so I could have another child.
Mm-hmm. There's obviously more to than that. Your time leaving the grove.
But those are my secrets. Those aren't their secrets to know.
They're not really listening at the moment.
What do you mean? What do you mean they're not listening at the moment?
I mean, they're not really listening at the moment. I have to go back. So we're starting with you
But why me?
because you're the oldest. That's why I'm
mean,
starting with you.
by technical age, or because I think you're older than I am.
Oh my gods, you are. I don't need you right now either. I'm gonna have to focus on me. It has to be where it began. It's gonna have to be there. Okay. All right, Seer. Focus. Focus. Focus on where you started this. Uh, take it back to a letter. Dear Seer. Really, dear Seer. Oh, what is all this that she's left me? Surely not. I mean, well, she's obviously out of their mind. This is too much. There's too much here. There's too many. I can't see how any of this is going to. Oh wow, no. Um, but I do. Yeah, no, no. They're out of their mind. Can't. But they are interesting.
I see you received my letter.
Yeah. Yes. I did.
And do you understand my demand?
I believe so. I mean, it's a bit vague. Can you give me just a little bit more on what I'm looking for?
You will know it when you see it.
I mean, there's so many here that it's gonna take some time.
You are limited on time. There will be none of your normal one-on-one bullshit. You will do all of them who are present in the memory you focus on.
You, what? I can barely do two at a time. What if there's more than there's so many here? What if there's five or six of them present? What am I supposed to do? Besides, the memory becomes complicated. It's if I add too many, it becomes convoluted and you can't focus them properly. They get bogged down by opposing minds having different viewpoints. I can't.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. You see, there's a schedule to this, and there's a time limit on this.
And will this make us even? 'Cause this is really quite a lot you're asking for.
I am not asking.
Okay. But then we're square.
If you succeed.
What happens if I don't succeed? There's so much. There's so many. Hello?
If you don't succeed, then we won't be even.
I just I well, how much time do I have?
Have you looked at the information I sent with the letter?
Yeah, I mean, are you just gonna ignore my question? I mean, I think it's important for me to know how much time I need.
I asked the question. You are here to answer me. You are at my beck and call until we are even. Do I make myself clear?
Um, yeah, I, I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me. So, um, yeah, the Barnabas, human, human male, alchemist, intellectual, ooh, tragic background, something with fire. This human's quite tragic. Lenny, another human male, bard, descendant from earth elementals, self-styled leader, and pressed to be leader, huh? Okay. Um, I can work with that. I oh, ad- adopted by an elf as her brother. Interesting. Oh, ouch. Sunshine, female sun elf, was a cleric of Corella Vane. Oh, that's gonna hurt. He's been gone a while. Well, another elf. Sivril. Elf warrior. Wood elf. Vampire. Okay. And they can't be one on one. Oh. Widower. Wife deceased. One child. He's gonna be a sad story, isn't he? Hallie. Tiefling. Mage. Follower of Telvan. Ooh. Another one. 13. That's interesting. And Thurthrum Turbeck. Turby. Young male dwarf. Thunder dwarf by his own reckoning. He's a child, but wow. How many are like this? How many like this are in here?
I expect you will read through those fully, but that is good enough. I can leave you to it.
But which ones do you want me to start with? Is there anyone in particular I should focus on? Should I put them together in a certain way?
Look at the files and figure it out. Now, I have better things to be doing. You will contact me at the first sign of it.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I'll contact you.
Oh, one last thing. I am sending Overwatch to record this, so you will have his records to glance through if you need to.
6, 7, 8. How many are here? How many are there? Okay. Overwatch. I think we're done for today. Yeah, I think we're done for today.